Holy shit. He said what?
Developing right now, growing talk in Hollywood that South Park could be planning a Harry and Meghan sequel.
Oh, we say that. We say that. We all think that.
Oh, goodness me. I would be very excited about this. Here's the headline in the Mail. Calls for South Park to take a second bite out of Harry and Meghan. New respect our pregnancy joke appears online after the Duchess's latest social media posts.
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorite.
Who's filming this?
It's the biggest piece of dog
The twerking video will have just made those South Park guys think this is too good. This is too good.
South Park just dropped what fans are already dubbing the Meghan Markle takedown episode, and it's an absolute media circus. We're talking full-blown PR meltdown, explosive satire, over-the-top drama, and a parody so cutting, Meghan reportedly tried to stop it before it even aired.
Now viewers are hoping for another installment poking fun at them, citing the Delivery Ward twerking video posted by the Duchess earlier this month as perfect reference material for creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone. On social media site X, fans made a call back to respect our privacy line in response to reposts of Meghan's twerking clip.
Insiders say her team went into panic mode, scrambling behind the scenes like it was a 5-alarm fire. Think legal threats, last-minute calls, demands to pull the episode entirely. But here's the kicker. South Park didn't budge. Trey Parker and Matt Stone gave zero hesitation, pushed forward, and boom, the episode went live. Now, it's all over the internet, and people can't stop talking. YouTube's blowing up with reactions. TikToks are dissecting every frame, memes are everywhere. And Twitter has officially entered meltdown mode. Some users are calling it the most brutal celebrity takedown since the infamous Leave Britney Alone moment. Except this time, no one's backing off. Because here's the twist. This isn't just another edgy South Park parody. This episode is a full-scale cultural roast, torching Meghan and Harry's entire Hollywood dream. And the wildest part, it's all rooted in something real and painfully awkward. Yep, Meghan actually filmed the moment that sparked this chaos.
One said, what about this isn't 100% South Park fodder?
A postcard today from your Uncle Harry and Aunt Meghan in LA.
Let me see that. What the hell are they doing in LA anyway?
Bring on the Respect Our Pregnancy episode. Another simply pitched Meghan Markle twerking Respect Our Privacy movie.
Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim. Yeah, that's totally me.
Now let's talk about the episode itself. Titled Respect Our Privacy, which is already peak irony, it doesn't hold back. Meghan's character is a twerking, attention-obsessed version of herself, proudly pregnant and parading through a chaotic mockumentary shoot inside a hospital. And just when you think it can't get more absurd, her fake baby bump literally starts falling off mid-scene. No, seriously, this is the actual storyline. And no, we're not exaggerating. Sure, South Park dialed it up for laughs, but the core of it, totally real. Long before Parker and Stone took their satirical swing, Meghan had already gone viral for that hospital video, dancing while pregnant, with Harry awkwardly swaying behind her like a backup dancer who missed rehearsal. The internet instantly unhinged. Memes flew, reaction videos exploded, and social media roasted it into meme history. That was the moment South Park locked on, saw the clip, smelled the viral chaos, and moved in. And while the episode wasn't officially banned, Meghan's frantic behind-the-scenes push to make it disappear almost made it feel like it was. Her team's over-the-top panic only made people more desperate to see it.
I don't know if you've seen, there's been a lot of memes out there already. Can you imagine what South Park is going to do with that? It's going to be hilarious. I cannot wait.
Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving twife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving twife has always wanted her privacy.
Meghan and Harry, I think at one time they tried to prevent it, like with threatening with a lawsuit or something, but it's going to be brutal.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
All the things that have happened since this privacy tour is going to, there's so much content now for them.
Ooh, what's this? Meghan Markle just posted a photo. Running lines with my love. Hashtag working actor. Ugh, she's not even on a set. That's it. I'm muting her.
I am so looking forward to seeing something because I think it's going to be much bigger and better than what was already put out there with South Park.
And here's where the irony hits hard. Meghan's entire image has always been about one thing, controlling the narrative. But South Park, they don't do permission slips. They kick the door in, said the quiet part out loud, and what they just aired might go down as the most brutal pop culture reality check of the decade. So how did we even get to this moment? Let's rewind to ground zero. The instant Meghan Markle hit record and accidentally launched the cringe seen round the world. Picture it, Meghan, full glam, glowing like she's on the Oscars red carpet, except it's a hospital room, or at least a very fashionable version of one. She's got a huge baby bump, flawless lighting, and then it happens. She starts twerking in a hospital gown, 9 months pregnant, and right beside her, Prince Harry, wide-eyed, stiff, and swaying like a confused contestant on Dancing with the Stars, Royal Rejects edition. It was meant to be sweet, maybe even go viral in a heartwarming way, but the internet had other plans. Oh, the internet? It didn't go the wholesome route, it chose violence.
Tomorrow night, a big swathe of the world media will be showing you the highlights of a brand new episode of South Park, which goes to air middle of the day tomorrow in the US.
It's so quiet and empty here. If we moved here, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal. It does seem perfect, doesn't it?
I want to discuss South Park, and it's the episode everyone's talking about. It went to air overnight in the US. It was an absolute roasting.
Your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Especially the category of satire protects them, and they're public figures, so the threshold is very, very high to have any sort of liable
It'd be the It would be the best court case in the world, and then South Park could do another episode based on the court case.
TikTok's lit it up with brutal edits. Meme accounts on Instagram went full scorched earth. Headlines labeled it everything from tone deaf to bizarre to flat out desperate. And one viral caption nailed the vibe. When you're 9 months pregnant, but the club still calls. Just like that, Meghan's "look how real I am" moment got torched and tossed straight into the cringe cannon. Front row seat. But here's the kicker. This wasn't leaked footage. This wasn't some paparazzi ambush. She posted it herself. She genuinely thought this was the moment, that she was about to break the internet with raw, relatable energy. Instead, she shattered the illusion, because this is the recurring theme with Meghan. She wants the world to see her as effortless, empowering, and down to earth, but keeps serving up hyper-curated content that feels anything but. The moment things slip off script, the cracks start showing. And that hospital video, it wasn't just off-brand, it was full-blown brand sabotage. No one was asking, isn't she brave? Instead, the question was, wait, is this real life? Even her most loyal fan accounts went radio silent. And behind the scenes, industry insiders weren't amused. Whispers turned into cold, hard facts. Studios started quietly rethinking upcoming projects. Translation: calls stopped getting returned. One exec summed it up perfectly. No one wants that kind of circus tied to their production. And just when the buzz was dying down, South Park stepped in and dragged the entire saga straight into animated legend. Forget roasting.
Prince Harry allowing a video like that so private to be put into the public domain to try and make some sort of point is equally awful.
This might be the smallest palace I've ever been in.
An apartment, so.
Yes, an apartment palace, I know that.
I think he goes on to say, so you wrote a book talking about your family. Does that not make you a journalist too? And then they kind of stare at each other like dumbfounded.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone threw Meghan into the comedy furnace. They didn't just poke fun at her and Harry, they shredded the whole brand, tossed it in a blender, and served it back with fireworks, fake baby bumps, and a savage mockumentary. Their episode, Respect Our Privacy, took that viral hospital moment, the twerk, the bump, the awkward dancing, and turned it into something so outrageous, so painfully accurate, it stopped being parody and started to feel like prophecy. The setup is classic South Park chaos with a royal twist. Meghan shows up at the South Park Elementary, pitching what she calls a life-changing pregnancy documentary. She's glowing, radiant, fully imagining her Emmy moment before the cameras even start rolling. What follows? Absolute madness on wheels. Stan, ever the voice of reason, smells disaster immediately. Kyle, the eternal optimist, wants to believe there's some deeper meaning behind it all. But Cartman? Oh, Cartman sees a golden opportunity. He hijacks the entire project, declares himself the director, and rolls in with a Darth Vader helmet, a coffee machine, and actual fireworks. Because obviously nothing says respecting pregnancy like amateur stunts and literal explosions in a hospital hallway. This isn't filmmaking. It's Meghan's PR fantasy, dragged, twisted, and tossed into a blender of every questionable decision she's ever made.
What matters is what we have on the inside.
They nailed it. They nailed it.
Do you see any of the real Diana in Meghan? Did you?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
These two are not sincere people. They say that they want their privacy while going on every television show, writing books, doing 6 hours of Netflix. They're not very likable, and people are tired of them.
And South Park doesn't just parody it, they amplify it until it self-destructs on screen. The climax? It's where the satire edges into straight-up discomfort. Animated Meghan waddles into the hospital delivery room, decked out like she's headlining Coachella, not about to give birth. She's mid-twerk, mid-filming, totally convinced this is her viral moment. Then it happens, the pillow slips. Yep, her giant, obviously fake baby bump falls right out on camera. South Park didn't just mock the performance, they questioned the reality behind it. And here's the wild part. Audiences didn't gasp in shock. They laughed loudly, because that's how far this narrative has gone. When your cartoon version is more believable than the real thing, you've officially lost the plot. And Prince Harry, he storms into the scene like a royal freedom fighter, shouting, "Respect our pregnancy," as if he's leading a palace coup. But the line, clearly meant to feel powerful, turns into instant meme fuel. From there, it all unravels. Cartman yelling, "That's going in the trailer," while Kyle pleads for someone, anyone, to end the madness. But it's too late. Meghan has been officially immortalized in animation, and the brutal truth? It's funnier than anything she's ever done on purpose. Here's the thing, South Park didn't even need to stretch the truth. When it comes to Meghan and Harry, the hypocrisy practically writes itself. This episode didn't create the contradictions. It just lit them up with a spotlight and cranked the volume to 11. The central joke? It's all built around that now infamous refrain. We want privacy. We want privacy.
You can't sue a cartoon. It's satire. It is what it is. South Park has done episodes on the royal family, on the royal wedding of Kate and William, for instance. So it's not something that they would be able to sue about. And I genuinely just don't believe it, really.
What the f is going on with Harry?
How dare you?
I'll say whatever I want. You're in my house now.
You want a piece of me?
I will f you up, girly.
The focus is starting to shift off of me. Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
But wait, watch this. Amazing, right?
It is uncomfortable, but I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
And sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a metre out there. I mean, it looks the wrong shape.
Where's she going to give birth there? Through her knees or something? I mean, that is too low.
Meghan's cartoon version literally chants it while parading across a global press tour in the episode. But the kicker? They're shouting about privacy while being interviewed, while promoting a book, while filming a documentary. Sound familiar? Because that's exactly what's been playing out in real life. South Park just held up the mirror and didn't bother using a filter. Meghan and Harry left the monarchy claiming they wanted a quiet, private life. Since then, Oprah, Netflix, Spotify, book deals, magazine covers, award show speeches. Oh, and let's not forget the viral twerk in a hospital gown moment. Quiet, private, be serious. At this point, they're not protecting their peace. They're performing it. And the public isn't confused anymore. They're exhausted. That's why when South Park finally laid it all out with surgical precision, people didn't clutch their pearls and say, "How dare they?" They said, finally. Even in the episode, the boys ask the obvious. How can these two be anti-media while filming literally everything? And the silence that follows, it says everything, because it mirrors real life. Harry rails against journalists in interviews, then turns around and hires top-tier PR to blast his version of the story across every media outlet. It's not about staying out of the spotlight. It's about controlling it. And the moment that control slips, cue the outrage, tantrums, lawsuits, and frantic damage control, which brings us to the brutal truth. Meghan and Harry aren't being unfairly targeted. They're just not fooling anyone anymore. South Park didn't make them a joke. They just pointed out that the joke was already there. They practically handed South Park the punchline, and now the whole world's laughing. Not because the cartoon was cruel, but because it landed too close to home.
I have an idea. I was thinking of maybe hosting a little group trip. What would you think about going to London to visit my in-laws?
Buckingham Palace? Yes, please.
You mentioned, where's this beloved privacy that they talk about?
Yeah.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
They don't want attention. This is just so attention. This is all about her. Right. It's not about Lilibet.
One viral reaction nailed it. South Park didn't expose them. She exposed herself. By the time Meghan's PR team realized what had hit, the damage was already done. The episode was live, clips had flooded every platform, and the hashtags already trending. Behind the scenes, things reportedly got chaotic. According to Page 6, insiders say Meghan went into full spiral mode. Lawyers on speed dial. Crisis PR firm firms pulled out of retirement. It was all hands on deck for a royal-grade cleanup operation. But here's the hard truth. This isn't the kind of thing you can spin. Once the internet has the receipts and the parody, there's no putting that toothpaste back in the tube. Once South Park locks you in their crosshairs, your reputation becomes public property, and the internet gets the final say. Behind the scenes, the panic was very real. According to entertainment insiders, Meghan's team was already sounding the alarm days before the episode aired. Legal threats were flying. Calls were made to try and shut it all down before it even hit screens. But Parker and Stone, please, these guys have been sued, banned, canceled, and dragged through more cultural firestorms than anyone, and they've never blinked. Meghan's legal pressure didn't scare them off. If anything, it poured gasoline on the fire. Now the episode doesn't just feel sharp, it feels forbidden. It feels like something you're not supposed to see. And that's internet gold. People wanted to watch it even more, simply because Meghan didn't want them to. And here's where it starts to really stink.
Shitto, listen to this. Meghan Markle to join the 11th season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Ugh, so thirsty for any kind of attention. I would die before I would be on her reality show.
I've read Spare. I've read it cover to cover. They are a damaged couple. They are people in trauma.
Industry insiders reportedly whispered to Deadline and Variety that Meghan's twerking stunt and the episode's backlash have made her a risky bet. Hollywood talks that were once warm, suddenly ice cold. Production companies started reevaluating their plans. Her brand wasn't just under fire. It was being quietly walked out the back door. One Hollywood exec didn't mince words. No one wants that kind of circus around their production. Translation, Meghan's brand isn't powerful. It's radioactive. Even her once celebrated Archetypes line, which was supposed to be a symbol of empowerment, fizzled fast when people found out she'd allegedly limited stock just to fake a sellout. That fake it till you break it strategy didn't just backfire. It burned trust. Now throw in the cartoon catastrophe and you've got a formula no studio wants. Not empowerment, but a PR liability. This wasn't just a rough press cycle, it was a reputational sinkhole. Meghan thought she was leading a movement. Turns out she's leading a meme. And Hollywood, the doors that once swung open are starting to close. Quietly, but firmly. So here's the real question. Can she still spin her way out of this? Or has the world officially moved on? While Meghan's PR team scrambled to patch the leaks, the internet did what it does best. Roasted without mercy. Within hours of the South Park episode airing, TikTok blew up with full reenactments of the pillow drop scene. We're talking wigs, fake bumps, hospital gowns, the works, and Twitter, well, was pure carnage. Side-by-side edits of Meghan's real hospital video and her animated South Park twin racked up millions of views in hours. People weren't just entertained, they were united in cringe.
I went online to see what was new with Uncle Harry and Auntie Meghan, and I couldn't find a thing. I would have thought she'd have at least popped up in a tampon commercial by now.
The minute you sign a $100 million deal with Spotify, and now you're posting yourself twerking, this is getting worse, this video.
Every single project they have touched has turned to shit, and this for me is a final straw because there is nothing royal about this. These two are now an international embarrassment for the royal family, and I really, really do think that the time has come to strip the titles.
One viral tweet captured it perfectly. South Park did in 20 minutes what British tabloids couldn't do in 5 years. Expose the Meghan-Harry circus for what it really is. And this wasn't just social media having a laugh. This was a full-blown reputation collapse unfolding in real time. Reddit threads turned into digital courtrooms, dissecting every move, debating whether the couple had any self-awareness left. Spoiler, the verdict was a resounding no. YouTube absolutely flooded. Reaction videos, detailed breakdowns, parody voiceovers, even lip-synced reenactments of Harry's now iconic meltdown line, "Respect our pregnancy." In a matter of hours, Meghan went from trending for her advocacy work to trending as a walking contradiction in cartoon form. Even her defenders went quiet, because really, how do you defend a fake baby bump skidding across a hospital floor while fireworks erupt behind it? You don't. You sit down, go dark online, and pray the memes start to slow down. Spoiler alert, they didn't slow down. The hashtag, like a royal cringe, trended for days, and people were living for it. This wasn't bullying. This was the global audience finally standing up and saying, we see through it. The filters, the spin, the drama packaged for profit. It's not royalty, it's reality TV. Only difference? No one's admitting it. And here's the truth. Meghan and Harry walked themselves into this. South Park didn't create the mess. They just held up the mirror. They wanted the spotlight, they got it, and now the whole world is laughing. Not with them, but at them. Because when your version of authenticity is twerking for attention while demanding privacy in the same breath, no cartoonist alive needs to exaggerate that. It's already comedy gold.
Oh God, it looks like a lap dancing club with pregnant women. He's also dancing in front of the camera. She's got a black dress on. She's literally holding her bump and twerking, and she's put this on social media. That's getting worse now.
It makes them newsworthy. So you either then ignore what what people are talking about and debating and having all the silly stuff about the fake bump and so on, or you embrace it and we do a debate and it's always the same stuff, right? You two are never going to give an inch. I'm never going to give an inch the other way. We're losing time from our lives. We're never going to get back with these people.
And then came the final scene, the mic drop. The moment even the most jaded viewers stopped and went, wait, did that just happen? Picture it. Meghan still in full glam. Think Beyonce meets royal influencer, proudly uploading her chaos-filled documentary to YouTube. She's glowing, beaming, absolutely convinced this is her big breakthrough moment. The hospital's in chaos, still smoldering from Cartman's pyrotechnics, the fake baby bump exposed as nothing more than a pillow. And yet, Meghan stands proud. She genuinely believes she's just dropped a viral masterpiece. But what actually happens? The video gets 12 views, 12, and half of those are Cartman, obsessively refreshing the page, hoping someone, anyone, will click like. It's the kind of ending that would feel too on the nose if it wasn't so painfully real, because back in the real world, Meghan's recent attempts at going viral, total flops. Her Spotify deal canceled, projects quietly shelved or reassessed, her image unraveling fast. The gap between how Meghan sees herself and how the public sees her is growing by the day. And South Park didn't just point that out, it screamed it in surround sound. She wanted to be seen as a visionary, a game changer. Instead, she's become the punchline in a cartoon watched by millions. And Harry, his animated alter ego, stumbles into the chaos, screaming the now iconic for all the wrong reasons line. Respect our pregnancy. It's desperate, it's over the top, and somehow it's unintentionally hilarious. It's the kind of line that sums up everything wrong with their public image, always turning personal moments into political statements, always casting themselves as victims, while voluntarily standing dead center in the spotlight. And then comes Kyle, ever the voice of reason, dropping the line that feels like it came straight from your group chat. Wait, are you the one who's pregnant now? Silence. Harry stammers. Cue the fireworks. It's the perfect ending to a parody that didn't need to invent anything to be hilarious. Because the truth, Meghan's belief that this was all powerful, purposeful storytelling is what makes it tragic. In her mind, she's still the misunderstood icon, the voice the world needs. But to everyone else, she's the main character in a cartoon she can't control. And now she's watching it from the sidelines.
They say they hate journalists. Harry hates journalists. But to pay PR who say what you want and who, shape social perception in your favor while also disparaging and lying about others, thereby reaching their privacy. I think the whole, worldwide privacy tour is hysterical.
That's a princess? That's not a princess. That's not a duchess. That's a disgrace.
Serious. Royal life isn't just about tiaras and tabloid covers. It's about diplomacy, duty, and deference. It's a system built on nuanced protocol and deep-rooted cultural history.
While the internet replays it on loop. Let's just say it plainly. This isn't a royal couple anymore, so stop calling them that. They walked away from the monarchy, cashed in the titles, and turned themselves into something far more embarrassing. Content creators with a crown complex. What South Park did wasn't just a takedown, it was an unmasking. They stripped away the royal polish, peeled back the glossy branding, and revealed Meghan and Harry for what they've become. A brand built on victimhood, fueled by contradiction, and clinging to relevance like it's slipping through their fingers. And this episode, it was the final nail in the illusion. Because once a cartoon drags you with more precision than a CNN op-ed, there's no spinning your way out. This wasn't about politics. It wasn't about race. It wasn't even about the monarch. It was about behavior. About two people who claimed they wanted peace, who said they were stepping away from the spotlight, only to build a brand new stage with brighter lights, louder microphones, and camera crews in tow. They left the palace gates for press tours, documentary crews, Oprah's couch. Meghan wanted to be seen as someone who rose above it all. But now, she's the face of one of South Park's most brutal, unforgettable episodes, and not in the way anyone wants to be remembered. And here's the ultimate irony. All the legal threats, all the behind-the-scenes panic, all the frantic effort to bury the episode before it aired only made it louder. And now, the world sees it for what it is. The performance, the spin, the curated chaos, laid bare in a cartoon that pulled no punches. Meghan and Harry didn't just lose control of the narrative, they handed it over. And South Park delivered the punchline seen and replayed around the globe. At this point, it's not about reclaiming the crown. It's about salvaging credibility. Because once the internet decides you're the joke, there's no press release strong enough to fix it. If you made it this far, you already know the game has changed. So what do you think? Was South Park too harsh or just brutally honest? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep dive. Only here on Star Spotlight, where we break down the headlines you can't stop talking about. Because in a world full of royal drama, someone's got to tell it like it is.